Million dollar question for you. Should fathers have more rights? Should fathers get more parenting time? Should fathers be able to make more decisions for their children, educationally, medically, whatever the case is? What are your thoughts on that? My opinion is absolutely 100% fathers need more rights. Our court system is broken. It's been broken for a long time, and it needs to change, and it needs to change rapidly. Welcome to Paralegal Life Unfiltered. I am Janice. I have been a family law paralegal for 37 years, and I'm here to educate, support, and connect people through honest experiences and storytelling without sugarcoating the realities of family court. Welcome. I have seen so many fathers, so many fathers over the past 3, 4, 5 years, and it's increased rapidly, how they are just dragged through the mud. They are accused of baseless, false allegations. They have gone through hell just to see their own child. Now, one of the things that just like nails on a chalkboard to me is when a mother says, I gave birth to the child. I carried this child for 9 months. This is my child. No, it's not your child. It is your child, meaning ours together. Mothers need to remember that, yes, you carry the child. However, do you not recall the sperm meeting the egg to create this beautiful, sacred human being? That child would not be born without the sperm of the father. It's a reality. It's a scientific fact. You can't deny that. So why on earth do women go around saying, this is my child? That is so wrong in every way, and I wish more women would see that that is not conducive to having a great co-parent relationship with the father of your child, okay? Yes, I understand there are certain circumstances where fathers are absent. I'm not talking about absent fathers. I am talking about a father who chooses desperately to the bottom of his core to be a part of your child's life. Don't withhold your child from father. That is going to affect your child greatly. And too many times, people put the child in the middle. Mom, uses the child as a messenger. Will you tell your dad that if he doesn't pay child support, you're not going to go see him? Okay, stop. Why on earth would you ever put a child, I don't care what age, 17, 16, 3, 5, why would you ever bring a child into your adult situation? That's the number one problem. Your child is not a messenger. Your child is not a pawn. Your child is not a piece of property that you can just move from space to space. Your child needs the influence of father. Your child needs that person's upbringing and their life skills that they've learned and some of the things that they want to pass on to their child, just as importantly as mothers. Okay, there needs to be a balance, and there's not a balance. It's a one-sided thing, and the court system needs to be fixed. The problem with people taking their matter to trial is, well, especially here in Arizona, you have a trial for a family custody dispute. Guess how long your trial is? 2 hours, 3 hours max. If you're lucky, you may get a day trial, but I have not seen a trial for a full day in years. So you have limited time to talk about all of these situations surrounding your case, but you don't even get 3 hours. You get half the time minus court time before and after. So you literally have an hour, if that, to talk about your entire case. So what that means is that you are then putting your child in the hands of a judge who has no clue what your child's needs are, has no clue what your child thrives on, has no clue what your child needs as far as, maybe a special attention, or maybe they need extra love in this category of their life. A judge does not know, because a judge is just going to rule what the judge feels is appropriate. Some of the things that women will do will make false allegations against their ex, their spouse, their ex-boyfriend, whatever, fiance. I had a client that had to go through an enduring, very expensive psychosexual evaluation, excuse me, simply because mother accused him of doing something inappropriate with the child. So much so that mother took a naked photo of the child sitting in a bathtub, and she cropped the photo to make it look like father was taking a picture of the child's penis. But if you blow the picture back up, as the detectives did at the police station, you will see that mother was actually in the photo with the child. So she knew that father was taking this photo, but she twisted it, turned it around, and created some narrative to make her story so glorifying. What did it do? It ripped a father from his child for years, going through all of the intense, background investigation, and the psychosexual evaluation in itself is horrifying for anybody to have to go through, especially if you've never done anything wrong. So these are some of the things that have become very frustrating to me watching all of this go on in family court. And fathers desperately need to be included. They do. For a mother to withhold the child simply because she's pissed off because maybe he cheated on her. Maybe he wasn't home a lot because he traveled. So instead of working out a co-parenting relationship for the benefit of a child, mother then decides that she's just going to be this horrible person and withhold the child. Now, I understand that there are some people out there that don't want to be a father. They choose to be absent, but there are fathers that are choosing desperately to be in their lives. Why do women insist on meeting at a police station to exchange their child? Why? I never understood that. I think that is just traumatizing to a child. I think that a child having to, see their father at a police station or exchange at a police station, exchange at a park. But no, mother wants that total control where she's like, well, I feel safe. Come on. Your father, the father of your child's not going to be crazy. If he is, then you would have gotten an order of protection against him and he would have had the opportunity to fight his case. But making false allegations and just causing so much trauma for your child is so unacceptable. I have seen so many cases over the years, so many. I thousands upon thousands upon thousands. And I will tell you with 100% certainty that parents who co-parent their children, their child or children grow up in a loving home and environment, and they know that mom respects dad, dad respects mom. But when children are thrown in the middle and they are used as pawns and messengers, they act out. They don't do well in school. They have to go to therapy. They start, using illegal substances at school. They do all kinds of different things because they are so stressed out by what is going on around them. You have to understand too, and I think a lot of people don't take this into account. When you're raising your child, you're not raising your child for 18 years, okay? Because you got to remember something. Once your child turns 18, guess what? You are going to see your ex so much more than when you did when they were growing up. Why is that? Okay, well, your children will become mothers and fathers of their own, right? They're going to have baby showers. They're going to have christening parties. They're going to have, church get-togethers. They are going to have birthday parties. And then there's going to be weddings. And then there's going to be another baby born. And guess what? You're going to go to all of these events. Are you going to then wreak havoc in these environments for your child when they're adults? Still because you're pissed off at what your ex did 17 years ago? Get over it. Like, seriously, whatever you're harboring that you're so angry about, don't take it out on your child, and don't withhold fathers from their children who are desperate to be a part of their lives. Okay? A lot of people don't want to exchange children because, he hasn't paid child support. Okay, fine. He will always owe that child support and you will get it sometime. Maybe he's having a hard time. Maybe he changed jobs. Maybe he got laid off for a couple months. Yes, child support has to be paid. However, there are times that people get into circumstances where they can't pay. But a father who is actively trying to be in the child's life will pay his child support regardless. For a mother to withhold them for non-payment is absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So I want to hear your stories. I want to know what you're dealing with. What kind of things are you struggling with? Because I can give you some insight on things that have transpired over the years that I've seen, and what works and what doesn't work, right? I've got a lot of fathers that I've had over the years that are just desperate to tell their story. So I will be interviewing a lot of my clients who have gone through hell. And I hope that some of their stories will help you to get through some of your tough times. But you know what? We need to come together. We need to band together, and we need to change the court system. The court system needs to change desperately. Fathers need to have just as many rights as mothers. Stay blessed, and we will be back soon.